All right, everyone, welcome back. We've got another Stage 1 game of the Mr. Bones Spooktacular Cup, played in the bottom right here by Nidhoggr, playing Misty Mountains, and in the top left, we've got Gondor, being played by ProgMisha. I'm pretty excited for this match. Nid is a fellow beta tester, he's on the mod team, and he's a host of this Mr. Bones tournament here. Great player, and ProgMisha is also a very well-established PvP player in the community, so we're definitely in for some good stuff here. Prog is starting off with a farm and a blacksmith in the back of his base here. And in the Misty Mountain side, we're going to go for a triple tunnel and a goblin cave over by the top right tunnel here. I'm probably going to see some of one of Nid's builders heading across the map to try and get a little bit of a proxy pressure here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. If this guy's heading around the corner. The barracks going down for Prague and a third farm. Probably a good idea to get this barracks down and be able to prepare for some of the goblin spam that's going to be coming out of Nid. I know that's a favored style for Misty Mountains, one that I know Nid is pretty good at. And this builder is making its way around the side of the map to try and get a sneaky a sneaky tunnel down. And I have a feeling this builder is coming down to either scout or get a kind of warning building down here. This farm might be in danger here. Once this tunnel comes up, we're gonna have some. Yeah, we do have one goblin battalion in the tunnel already. So as soon as this is finished, I'm gonna be able to get one out of here and threaten this farm. Whereas the Nidhoggr spearmen are coming through, either hoping to creep here or catch one of Nid's tunnels. I assume that Prague is expecting a proxy tunnel somewhere. It doesn't look like Nid. Okay, there we go. Nid is going to bring out, looks like 2 battalions at least. Maybe even 3. Let's see. Even in CP, I think 40, that's probably 3 battalions then. Getting a nice clump up on there. Yeah, okay, so Prague is going to delete the farm to deny Nid any extra power points from destroying that. And has some Lamedon clansmen over here to protect the base. I guess he's waiting to see where these goblins are going to try and circle around to form his defense here. The Nidhoggr spearmen complete their creep, get level 2, but let's check and make sure we know what's going on over here. So the goblin's getting a decent surround on this farm, and the frozen wastes going down to give him the leadership bonus. But Prague is doing a pretty nice job of getting the Lamedon clansmen to surround these goblins, but not before the farm is going to go down. But this should be able to get picked up with the Captain's Horn going down on these clansmen here. These guys without the Captain's Horn buff are going to get chewed apart here, but pretty good attack by Nidhoggr there. Taking down 2 farms with just a couple battalions of Moria Orcs creatures is great. Another 2 are going to come up here. They might have a tougher time taking down this blacksmith. The blacksmith is going to have a higher armor than the farm. Lamedon clansmen trying to catch some of these goblins out of place here to make time for creating more buildings. And the remainder of this battalion is going to fight. They might hit level 2 in this fight, though, and that would be a pretty good boost for them. Stat boost and get the banner carriers. So far, really good control from both players. Gondor finding this tunnel here and getting a good positioning on the tunnel so that when the Moria Orcs, or the Mountain Orcs, come through, they're not going to be able to get a good surround on the Nidhoggr spearmen here. And these clansmen finally hitting level 2, going to be able to handle the remainder of these goblins without any extra help. Yep, there's the archers. So these guys are going to survive at level 2, which is great for Gondor. Not able to finish off the tunnel here, so that's going to respawn eventually unless Gondor can take care of it. But I think he should be able to clean up here. The pikemen not going to fare too well against the Lamedon clansmen and the archer clump here. This tunnel for Nid, staying alive, 3 battalions within it. Now would be a pretty good time to punch these out and start going for more stuff over here, especially if the wastes are still around. Nid gonna creep this other goblin tunnel. Wonder if he... So, Misty Mountains does have the ability in 7.1 to... can't look at the menu, but to get the Untamed Allegiance to turn creeps into resource structures and unit production buildings. But it does look like Gondor is going to deny that to Nid. What are the other creeps? There's wargs here. We'll see if Nid makes use of that in this game. Nid is going to contest the creep here. With the poison blades, he might be able to chew through this stuff here, but these level 2 archers on aggressive in the back, I think, are going to be able to hold this off long enough. We'll see. Meanwhile, a large battalion of Gondor units coming down here should be within vision of this tunnel, should be able to clear that up. And Nid opting to creep the Warg Lair rather than take it over, so it doesn't seem like he's going to go for the Wild Allegiance this game. Nid going to destroy the tunnel after Gondor kills the builder. That's a good pick there. Gondor does succeed in clearing out the first wave of this, but Misty Mountain's going to come in and clean up these archers, getting right on top of them, but not before Gondor is able to take the spoils from clearing the creep, which is pretty good. Isn't the creep so close? Gondor coming around here, probably going to be able to take this Orc tunnel as well. There's only pikemen within the tunnels, which are not going to be able to challenge the Lamedon Clansman, and Nid is not going to give him the power points. Let's check and see. We do have 475, pretty full army, and Captain's Horn available for Gondor. Frozen Waste, 6 power points, 650 max. So Nid does have the lead in max CP, but currently I do believe Gondor does have control of the map here. We do have enough goblins here to get the horde bonus, but good positioning from Prog here to get the archers in the back and the Captain's Horn up on the tanky defensive stance Lamedon Clansman. I think Gondor wins this. Well, the Frozen Wastes coming down might change it up. A little skirmish up here as well. The Mountain Orc Brute's going to be able to handle the Gondor cavalry here, while Gondor is focused down here on this fight. I think between the sentries from the buildings and the Frozen Wastes coming down, Gondor lost more than he probably would have anticipated here. But again, without being able to get on these archers, these goblins should fall. Misty Mountain's taking control up here, killing the cav that was threatening this tunnel, and going after the Warg Lair here. Golfing Bull hitting the field here, trampling the archers. Great timing for Golfing Bull to come out here. Get a really quick level 2. And without any Linhir Spearmen from Gondor, Golfing Bull is going to have free reign here, basically. Oh, wow. Hitting level 3 already. And getting some huge trample kills. Level 3 gives him, of course, the White Wolf's summon, which is very powerful. And we're heading back to a little bit of a stalemate here. I'd say a slight lead to Nid, with higher max CP, higher resource gain, and getting a pretty convincing force coming up around the top side here. We do have Forlong buffing up the fiefdom units here. Half a battalion of cav here coming in and avoiding the pikemen, which is good. Nid not able to move his Mountain Orc Brutes in time. Misty Mountain's taking the Ruin of Angmar power, summoning that pretty aggressively in in Gondor's base here. But the Axemen of Lossarnoch blocked by Forlong, but with Forlong present, going to be able to chew through some of these units here. And we see Spearmen. I think Spearmen from Gondor is a really good call here, knowing that Golfing Bull is out on the field. Golfing Bull versus Forlong, let's see it. Yep, okay, Nid opting in for the trample, getting past, and then summoning the wolves here. But the Lossarnoch Axemen, buffed by Forlong, are going to make quick work of the tunnel. They're really good against buildings. And the Linhir Spearmen coming in to reinforce. Really good play here by Gondor. The White Wolves being purchased from the Ruin of Angmar. Pretty expensive. 700 resources, 80 command points, but they are very strong, and they're particularly strong against buildings. But Gondor able to keep them in check by keeping pikemen over at the spawn point, taking down the power. Over here, we've got a big horde of goblins. Actually going to be able to get pretty good damage down on this farm. The Axeman able to cut through him, but I don't think it's going to be enough in time. The farm is going to go down. Oh, the cavalry has arrived. Damn. Not quite in time. If these were just like 2 or 3 seconds earlier, he might have been able to save the farm there. But he's going to have to replace that. Really, really good back and forth so far. Still, though, Nid's map presence is just a little bit too much. I think the big thing is that this tunnel has not been found. Nid able to keep a lot of tunnels around on the map. His forward farm is doing pretty good. Cleaning up the remaining goblins. I think if Prog wants to get back in this game, he's got to establish a little bit more of his side of the map in terms of resource buildings, keeping that CP up. But so far doing really well in these engagements. The Forlong leadership really, really paying off. It's good to creep this. I mean, if Nid were to ever get the Wild Allegiance, which he may have, I can't see, and get like a forward troll cave, make some pretty crazy plays with that, but Gondor are going to deny that. Huge clump of Misty Mountains units coming out from this tunnel here. I'm going to catch this farm unawares, unfortunately. Most of Gondor is over here creeping this and not going to be able to defend. This is going to get wiped out in like 3 hits. Bop. 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 Yeah, melted. Absolutely melted. Really, really unfortunate for Gondor. Going to save the builder by building either a farm wall hub, probably. I was never been that quick. Oh, no. The cav goes right through the side where all the pikes are. If they had gone around the top side, we'd have gotten a lot more goblins in there. Gondor going to counter, not the big wave here, but going to handle the flanking troll really quickly, and it doesn't go wild. Golfing Bull getting huge damage down on this, and the summon of the White Wolves is going to come up soon. But Misty Mountains all up in Gondor's face here with the Frozen Wastes. The Cav micro here is what's going to save Gondor, if anything. Oh, I think I hear Golfing Bull getting into trouble. Is that Golfing Bull? Or dead Golfing Bull? Yeah, I think he might have run right into the buffed up Linhir Spearman here. Pretty sure Gondor wins this fight, especially with Forlong's leadership, so this is not in Nid's best interest to keep fighting, so he is going to retreat. All the while getting really good damage down in the middle of the space here. If Misty Mountains can take the production down too, I think that would be the end of this. Faramir hitting the field. And instantly calling down his hidden volley. Wow. Great, great play here by ProgMisha here. Faramir should be able to clean up the rest of the pikemen, since the Riders of Pinnith Gillen can't. And Nid just knows he's not going to be able to defend that one, so deletes that one, denying even more XP gain. Almost room for another 10 PowerPoint power from Nid here. Whereas Gondor taking a heavy lead in PowerPoints here, 12 PowerPoints. Okay, so he took Sworn Allegiance. That's the one where you can produce the fiefdom units from the barracks much quicker, and from the archery range. The Blackroot Vale units are also fiefdom units. I like that combo, and along with Forlong, being able to just get a huge army out quickly. It also leads into, I believe Sworn Allegiance leads into the Dol Amroth Citadel, so we might see some Dol Amroth units making it out soon too. This Cave Troll, the level 2 Linhir Spearman going after this troll, and into the archers. Nice use of Fell Wind. Just gonna wreck Gondor's back line here. Troll is gonna go down, not before it throws a little bit of a tantrum. Forlong dropping pretty low. But Gondor wins this fight pretty convincingly, as well as handling yet another flanking troll here. I wonder, these axemen would be able to destroy this tunnel pretty quickly if they knew it was here. It is within his range. I wonder if he'll have Faramir and the axemen take it. Gondor mounting a pretty big offensive over here, taking down this tunnel. Finally getting some good damage on Nid's infrastructure here. His CP still max, as I believe most of these tunnels have now begun to level up. I hear the wolves. Wolf Riders. Getting a level 2 tunnel here is going to be huge. Not everybody seems to be attacking, but should be able to get it down soon enough. But the Orcs plus Musgash are going to take the center of the map really quickly. Denethor kind of caught out here, but at level 6 should be able to get a good flea off. There it is. Yep. Yep, the flea is going to be huge, allowing Gondor the time to take that and then get into position a little bit more. Denethor is such a strong hero. Summoned the tower guard here. Hopefully they get on this cave troll. Musgash forced to flee. The level 5 Sarnak Axeman. Faramir over here, just kind of protecting the flank. I don't mind that. I think he could use him up on the front lines too. Dol Amroth did get summoned. I must have missed that. Where's the new Citadel? See the Swan Knights. Yep, here's the Dol Amroth Citadel over by the fortress. He's getting Imrahil out, and the Swan Knights are just an amazing cavalry unit here. Gonna be able to crush most of Misty Mountain's units here. Level 10 Denethor, getting the hero buff.
Run them down. Press on.
Yeah, I think at this point,
I am Imrahil, son of Adrahil.
Gondor surviving this long, able to keep a max CP pretty high with the Dol Amroth. That's a pretty big turning point, I think, for Gondor to take this map. But we'll see what Misty Mountains is able to counter with. The clumped up archers are going to be pretty effective.
This way, Lancers.
I don't know what their answer is going to be to the super elite cav. Golfing Bull is going to be forced to run away, actually, due to the speed and just power of these guys. Not going to be able to hit and run as much. Mountain Orc Brutes to counter the cav, but even then, I don't even think the Swan Knights would immediately die to a full trample against the Mountain Orc Brutes. Gondor trying to solidify an army lead here as Nid is at max CP, 722 points. But 1,000 CP of Gondor versus 1,000 CP of at least the current comp for Nid is going to be an advantage of Gondor. I think Nid is going to want to get the upgraded the Gundabad Berserkers and even Bolg's Bodyguard and get some more heroes out. Unless I'm missing some heroes, I only see Golfing Bull and Musgash so far for Misty Mountains, but maybe we'll see Bolg soon. Can't see. I think this is Musgash in there. Oh, a good clump on this tunnel. Gonna get those guys. Wow, these cav battles are something to see, especially when you're playing online in this game. The cav control is really difficult, but both players making really good use of the cavalry. It's really, really neat to see the wolves versus the elite cav of Gondor here. I'm really enjoying this. Signal Fire, I believe both Signal Fires captured by Misty Mountains, which is not something to ignore here. Both of those are going to be reducing the cooldowns of the powers, which means more Frozen Wastes, more Fell Winds, which does make a difference. Golfing Bull getting caught here, but Nid's been paying attention pretty well so far. Golfing Bull might take some damage, but he's going to be able to run out of there and run towards his pikeman. Or he's going to turn and fight, actually, with the pikeman here. Imrahil versus Golfing Bull. Yeah, actually, the cav for Gondor are getting caught out a little bit here. And Imrahil taking heavy damage. Imrahil falls. That's a great catch by Nid. But the flank coming in from Gondor with the reinforcements here, gonna force Golfing Bull and the rest to back off. And he does keep the Swan Knights alive. And a couple of the Riders of Pinnith Gillen as well. Is that Golfing Bull's death? He get Golfing Bull? He must have. Yeah, so we traded hero for hero. Golfing Bull and Imrahil. Boromir also out on the field. Getting to this sort of late game, seeing the heroes is pretty exciting. We've seen some pretty quick games in prior matches, but these two guys duking it out into the late game. Some good stuff. This creep player probably finally going to go down if he deems it worthy enough to spend time on it. Most of his army is here, and with Nid kind of on the top side, let's see what he wants to do. He's getting Boromir. I'm just trying to take stock of the heroes since I can't see him down on the bottom here. The brothers here and their father, I believe, also in the mix with his guards somewhere. Denethor's in there. This is going to be a huge loss, though. This farm almost hitting level 3 is going to fall. Not before trampling some of these weaker Goblins, they have leadership from something. I didn't see Muzgash in the mix, but maybe he is here. Huh. Why do they have leadership? Giant bat's gonna come out, but well, 2 giant bats gonna fall to Gondor's archers here. And this fight should be heavily in favor of Gondor with all the leadership and just the superior units. Oh, just as I say that, wow. Amazing, amazing play by Nid there. The fell wind feeding the Watcher while he's getting a huge attack up here. Riders Pinithgillen should be able to handle these guys as long as they don't get caught in the clump, but holy moly. Absolutely decimating Gondor's army here. Down to 200 CP. What an amazing play. And again, Gondor able to take this signal fire, but the signal fire control also helps lead into plays like that, so don't ignore those, guys. Army of heroes coming in, but not too many archers left to challenge this. Oh, just kidding. Got the best archer of them all to be able to take down the giant bat. Muzgash heading up here, full. There's a builder stuck in this tunnel here.
This way, Lancers.
Getting this level 2 farm would also be crazy. I think so far the pikemen shouldn't back down from that fight. I think they win that one, or at least challenge it long enough. Yeah, losing another level 2 farm that's almost level 3. It's a huge, huge blow to Gondor here. Falling below 970. I think they just lost another one here. The flanking and just constant pressure on the sides from Nid has been really, really impressive, while Gondor is trying to recuperate from that huge Watcher in the water loss. Nothing to challenge these pikemen yet except for these heroes. I wonder when he's going to want to turn, 'cause I'm pretty sure even just these 4 heroes could take on Muzgash and those pikes.
A wizard arrives precisely.
Oh man. See Gandalf on the field here. This is going to be huge. I wouldn't be surprised to see the summon from Faramir. Going to pick off these. Might even get them before they...
Ride out.
Almost finished off the battalion before they had to disappear. Alright, the Riders of Pinithgillen getting caught by the evacuation of a bunch of units here. But now the Misty Mountains clump is going to be pretty tasty for Gandalf's chief of the Istari, the Wizard Blast. It still does, yeah, it still does Wizard Blast while he's dismounted, but while he's mounted now, the recent changes, he stuns enemy heroes while he's mounted. 2 trolls and some archers here are going to get caught by these Cav, but the Cav have a tough time against the trolls. They just take a little bit longer to kill since they're constantly getting knocked down on the ground, but they shouldn't have too much trouble taking them down. These guys are kind of being forced to run away from the hero fiefdom clump that is these guys here. I wonder if we'll ever see a transition into the Anorians. We've got the upgraded barracks to level 2, but I don't know if I see any Anorians on the field. Oh no, I do. We've got some Anorian spearmen, but the Lasarnic axemen and Anorian soldiers. So a couple of battalions of Anorians, and it looks like the Forged Blades coming in. Holy moly. LSR hitting the field. Guys, this is some incredible PvP that we're watching here. A flank coming in from the White Wolves on the buffed up archers here. Summoned Ithilien Rangers. Gandalf using the Wizard Blast on some of the wolves, but the Forged Blade Anorian Spearmen should be able to handle all these wolves. Yep. Huge win here for Gondor. Getting a Lesar out is huge. I think Nid bought 2 tier 1s. So not quite able to afford the 25, and just the PowerPoint gain from Gondor's side has been so much bigger. We won't see a level 25 power out for Misty Mountains for quite a while. And that might just be the game. Oathbreakers taking out a few units here. But I think it's going to be hard for Nid to contest LSR plus all the other Gondorian heroes. The dream team, as it were. This clump coming in, if Gandalf has another Wizard Blast, which he does, might be able to get a pretty good one off here. He is snared. Let's see if he's able to get a good one. I'm surprised he's not using it.
Get to safety.
Gandalf is going to fall to Lug's snare. Lug's headhunter.
Force them back. Keep
That is a pretty costly loss.
an end to this evil.
Not able to afford Gandalf quite yet. Focusing down Gandalf instead of LSR. Not sure how that's going to pay off. Sometimes it's hard to get onto him though. The clumping up of Misty Mountains is just not working out for Nid at this point. Oh wow, another snare already for Lug? What is the cooldown on that? LSR does have the heal. It's not Athelos anymore, Hands of the King.
And I shall die as one of them.
Yeah, looks like he's getting close to death.
We can take him.
Unscathed for Imrahil. LSR just fell. Lug, man. What a guy. Yeah, look at that. The cooldown on Lug is so low. But it's too little, too late. Wow. What a great game. Great game. Going into the late game like that with all of the Gondorian heroes taking down the Misty Mountains fortress like that. Great back and forth. Awesome stuff. So we're gonna move into game 2 in just a second. See you guys then. All right, and we're back with game 2 of the match between Nidhoggr and ProgMisha. Game 1 was an absolute blast. The Gondor versus Misty Mountains there. This time we've got Nidhoggr up in the top left playing Isengard on the River Isen, with the Woodland Realm being played by ProgMisha over here in the bottom right. I love to see Woodland Realm. It's probably my favorite faction. No bias there at all. We've got 2 shrines going down for Prog, pretty standard. And a 2 furnaces. What are we going to see over here? See another furnace kind of off to the side a little bit. 4 furnace start for Nidhoggr. I know we saw, gosh, who was that? I think I saw, it was Cami Fries doing a 4 furnace start as Isengard in one of the prior matches. We're going to see a 3rd shrine go down and the Sylvan Clearing, standard start for Woodland Realm here. We'll see what he wants to go with. Wonder if we're going to see any, can I see if any Faraday are being built? I don't see any hunters out on the map yet, but we might see some. Okay, so decided against the 2nd unit building there, and we're actually, okay. So I think what Prog is a little bit afraid of here is a warg rush by, yes, okay. Both, see, this is some top tier gameplay. We're seeing Prog is expecting the warg rush from Isengard. It's pretty cheap cav, you can get it out relatively easily, and Woodland Realms main weakness is not having access to pikes until the level 2 clearing. So upgrading to level 2 to get the Thelemaethir. And just in case Woodland Realm tried to scout using the level 5 power that lets you scout the base, he's putting his warg pit all the way in the back just to hopefully give that misleading information there. We do have some Wild Men of Dunland coming out from a clan steading already, coming down around the bot side. And let's see, yeah, I assume we'll see the pikes just to be safe from those wargs. Fielder out here getting ready to probably put down another shrine or maybe even the vineyard, but the Wild Men are going to find this relatively quickly. Another shrine, going for full Sylvans for now. So these guys are going to go and creep up here. No real proof of warg attacks yet, but hopefully they get this creep relatively quickly because you want these to be able to defend against the warg attacks. So getting a good clump up by the Wild Men here. Prog can delete his shrine once again to deny power points to the other player. He did start with the Horn of the Gate. We're actually going to see the Krebine, the anti-leadership. Pretty good counter to the Horn. So these Wild Men pretty quick. Getting chased by the Sylvan Archers, though, also pretty quick. Given enough time, these guys should be able to take down these Wild Men, especially with pretty good micro. The spears, yep, just as he predicted. The wargs coming across the field with a nice howl. But the Thelemaethir are going to be able to handle those guys. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Yeah, Thelemaethir. Wild Men going to take on another battalion of Thalamithir here, but
Ready for your orders.
going to disengage. The Woodland Realm units being so quick, it's going to be really good for him. Keeping the builders safe here and just getting up a nice Sylvan army here with the Wild Men just kind of continually running circles, threatening all the buildings, keeping Prog on his toes here. Really solid control from both players. A little bit more of a force coming in from Nid here. Got Wildmen up on top, bottom, Krebine being thrown down, but it's not going to be enough to protect these Wildmen, and the Krebine are going to fall. I don't know if I like that use of the crows there. It certainly wasn't going to keep those guys alive, and with the archers, the Krebine are just going to fall. So he's not going to have it if Woodland Realm uses the horn, because you can nullify this horn here. Yeah, kind of wants it for this fight. I'm going to be able to chase off the wild men. These guys getting around. See, it's so hard in this game to be multitasking the way that these guys are. I can't stress that enough. The control on these guys is pretty crazy, so they're going to get some good damage down on those guys. But Prog still has some pretty good reaction time. Going to send some archers down to handle these guys and keep up a fight up in the top here. Wildmen should be good against the pikemen, but these guys were buffed up by Horn of the Gate, and they've got quite a few archers backing them up, so no problems there. Wouldn't be surprised to see Tauriel coming out soon for the Woodland Realm player. They're at max CP, and they've got enough for her. So, yep, I have a feeling that was a Tauriel purchase. Great starting hero for Woodland Realm. All in all, great defense by ProgMisha here. And, well, let's see if we can get the pikes are going to creep. Oh no, huge trample. Well, they survived with pretty low health. If they got trampled one more time, they'd be done. But I think at this point, Prog's going to be a little bit more careful and make sure the pikes are in between the wargs and all of his fragile Sylvan archers here. Not losing those archers is pretty huge. I don't see a well yet, but I believe all elves in this game heal over time. So, huge clumping by the wargs here. That's going to be pretty big, quick damage on this hunting shrine. Gonna try and go in on the angle here, chase these guys away, surround them. Pike's not in place. That would have been an opportunity to at least get another trample here. Tauriel does hit the field as we suspected, giving a huge leadership bonus to all the Sylvans here. Let's check and see what's happening over on Nid's side of the map. So getting the creep off. We've got some Uruk scouts. Yep, Uruk scouts providing the ranged support for the pikes and wild men here. I assume, yep, going in for the kill and grabbing the creep money there. And a Sylvan Death Ball coming in straight through the river here with just a couple of pikes. I like using the pikes to harass because they can't get cleaned up by the wargs as easily, the quick responders. So he's forced to send some infantry to kind of go and handle these pikes where he can get into the base from the river pretty easily and establish kind of a formation that he wants here. All right, let's see how this goes. Yep, the Isengard kind of being found out of place. We'll see if he wants to. Yeah, he's going to want to re-engage, but he's going to get kind of caught on the corner here with Woodland Realm being able to shoot over the side. I think this is a fight. Yeah, see, Nid knows it. This is a fight heavily in favor of Woodland Realm. Warg's not in place to trample the archers, and even then, just too many archers. Oh, and even a sneaky battalion of Thalamithir in the Porcupine formation there. Great play by Prog here. But Isengard regroups, waits for Woodland Realm to kind of retreat. There's too many archers in this battalion to successfully take down this furnace, so all in all, not too many losses taken by Isengard, actually. Pretty tactical retreat, and not losing too much. In fact, not losing anything. The thing with this army is this is an army killer, right? Not a base killer. There's not any threat to that. And chasing down the archers, taking their leadership away with the Krebine. Great play. Losing quite a bit of units there to this warg run by. Pike's going to come in for this shrine. Yeah, I don't think... I think Nid actually played that really well. You come in with an army killer that can't really take down a base, and Prog is looking for that damage on the army, but just Nid just says, I'm not going to engage. He's going to back off. I know you can't take any of my buildings, so then Woodland Realm goes, oh, well, I actually don't have anything to do here, so I've got to retreat. And with response to that, trying to place a little bit of pressure, and doesn't fall for the trap, and gets one of the hunting shrines down here. So Isengard actually getting the first real damage done. Yeah, I think Woodland Realm was playing a little too much to the I'm going to stop your army play style, and getting a little outmaneuvered. Nid not taking fights he knows he's going to lose, and gets some permanent damage down off of here. This shrine is going to fall, some pikemen are going to fall, but I have a feeling... Is he going to fight this? He might be able to fight this, actually. Wargs... Still getting damage done on this shrine while this is all happening, so well worth it. But I think Woodland Realm, ultimately, with the buffed up... do we have any AoE from Radagast on these guys? Yeah. Oh, yep. And the wargs come in. Lots of archers lost, but the leadership plus the heroic statue is going to allow them to survive and maybe even pick off a few of these battalions. Tauriel's level 4, which means she gets the fleet-footed spell, which is pretty good for repositioning. Good on the melee units as well to help take these fights. But all the while, Prog, even if he's winning against the units themselves, I mean, Nid is doing a really good job of splitting and making sure he's still getting structural damage done and taking the map. I mean, once we look at this, 645 max CP to 975 for Isengard. Kind of keeping Prog in a false sense of security here while he's taking the map, and not allowing anything to go forward. If Prog wants to get back into this, he's going to have to find a way to chunk down these buildings while backed up with his big archer pike clump.
Stay out of sight.
And this is how he's going to do it. We're going to start seeing the Thela Dagnir, the anti-spam. So these are going to be pretty good against the Wildmen. I believe Wildmen fall under the category of spam, so they'll take extra damage from these glaives. And then upgrading the barracks to get the good stuff. I think having the Palace Guards, the Tamastir near here, against the Wargs is going to be huge, because the warg damage has been pretty incredible against the archers. Alright, Prog getting on the offensive, starting up his eco again, trying to retake the map, build up his CP and resource gain. CP advantage in favor of Isengard here, and the Krebine not going to last long. Oh, great CC from Radagast there. Huge value. The Warg's going to go for the flank, and they're going to get it. Oh, they're going to get it. Oh. Elven King's Decree, or Elven King's Patience coming down on the Wargs, not allowing them to trample. But then getting the Grishnok summon on the archers. Great use of powers both ways. I think Tauriel's going to fall. Yep. Summoned right on Tauriel. She's pretty fragile. And Woodland Realm's CP, just like that, jumps down to 60. Decisive fight there for Isengard. Honestly, I don't know. This is enough to take down the world here. There's not enough production and resources, I think, on Woodland Realm's side to come back from this in enough time. Isengard's powers are gone, but... Yeah.
Friends, your
Oh, wow.
wizard is in need
This guy's a
of
pretty
aid.
crazy hero killer. Going toe-to-toe with Radagast in the base and just doing so much damage.
Sylvan Rangers ready for orders.
But Isengard gonna take on the eco here. And yeah, there's no way. 700 full, like, used command points, making sure there's no extra bases. It looks like Nid has a pretty good handle on this game here. Got the archers out here, the Kumaithir. More and more scouts, and we even have the fighting Urukai coming in. And that's going to be that. Are there any Isengard heroes that I'm missing? Like Ugluk? It doesn't seem so. But I could be wrong. You might be mixed up in here. Actually, yep, there is Lurtz. Yep, Lurtz with his leadership here. Alright, a defense being mounted with some strong archers. Might be able to pick off quite a bit of these guys. But picking off the temporary archers, unfortunately, it's not going to be any real damage here. Isengard just kind of keeping battalions on the side to make sure he's not allowing any extra resource buildings to go up. I find this retreat kind of interesting. I think he could go for the... Well, maybe not. Going for the death blow. See, this is why I'm not as good a player as either of these guys. I probably would have attacked into these archers, lost too much, and allowed Woodland Realm to come back. So Nid playing it a little bit safe. Creeping the trolls, maybe taking the inn. And gonna allow Woodland Realm to try and attack into his base instead. The archer's pretty strong. I would like to see, he was doing it before, keeping at least one battalion of pikes in the archer clump on the formation here. This is going to delay the game even further, so good play by Woodland Realm here, being able to take down the siege works. I don't know if I see another one. Yeah, the siege works is going to be pretty necessary to stop the... or to bring down Woodland Realm. So, ProgMisha buying himself some more time. I hope he's expanding his eco behind this. He doesn't have none of this space is being used by resource building, so he needs to get on that if he wants to get back in here. 1,000 resources, yeah, just take a second, throw it, slap a shrine down. But at this point, getting the flank, yeah. Not enough pikes in the archer clump here. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. A massacre. Absolute massacre. Down to 100 CP like that. Yep, the ward's just too strong. We do see 15 power points. He's going to buy the Spears of Fromsburg, so we might see some AotR here. But I don't think it's going to be enough. This might hold off again, but... One of the strengths of what's his name? Fromsburg. What is the guy's name? Should know. Where is he? Frumgar. There it is. Frumgar, son of Frumgar. He's got a really good XP ability that I think you can make use of it twice while he's alive. But using it as like a last-ditch buy me some time ability doesn't let you kind of do that because Woodland Realm's army is dead. This battering ram coming in, making sure there's not any unprotected shrines. Gonna get chased down though. These spearmen are pretty quick. Ariel's back. Wormtongue and Lurtz taking on the AotR out here. These berserkers hit like a truck if you don't notice them as well. Yep. Ooh. Yeah. These are just nasty hits. You see, we're hitting kind of a lull here. I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit to see if Woodland Realm builds up enough to contest.
Ready for your orders.
All right, we're gonna see a conflict here. I think this is gonna be the game winner. Let's see. Yep. We've got the Scum from Nidhoggr, which can be summoned on the archers. But Elven King's Decree, I keep calling it Decree, I think it's called Elven King's Patience, being used on the army here, gonna slow their assault. Radagast getting pinned by Lurtz immediately without the CC move available. So Radagast dying before he can get what he needs done. Ugluk here buffing everything. Theron, not even gonna, oh, just got the summon off before he died, but not gonna be enough. 2 heroes going down so quickly. It's a huge loss for Woodland Realm. And of course, the Scum of Nidhoggr is gonna take care of this. I wouldn't be surprised to see a GG soon. Galleon coming a little too late. Pikemen not even gonna be needed. Where are the wargs? The wargs are back here, just not even in the danger zone here. Going to be called upon if they're needed. But at this point, 80 CP to a full 1,000, that should spell game. So I'm going to fast forward here. And Nid tying it up for the first time in this stage. We've got a 1-1. We're going to go to game 3 in this match. Really good stuff. I'm excited to see game 3. So that'll start in just a moment. Be right there. Alright, and we're back again for an exciting Game 3 of this match between two really, really solid players here in the bottom right, we'll see Gondor again, this time being played by Nid. Starting with double farm, as you might expect. And in the top left, we're going to see Isengard. So both players playing the winning faction of the others' matches. We're going to see an early clan setting here from Prog, and an armory. Very interesting start. So this is going to be pretty rough on Isengard's early economy here. The armory is 400. The clan setting, obviously, 300 before a farm goes down. So in the long haul, going to be losing out a little bit on those early resources, which obviously you can build more resource structures earlier on. So taking a little bit of the economy hit, taking a little hit to the economy to make sure he gets some early pressure on. So these wild spearmen are going to need to get some damage done if this start is going to be worth it here. We'll see the other furnace going down. Great. Over here, pretty quick barracks. Amadon clansmen. I don't like this for Isengard. These clansmen are going to hit well before these pikemen are going to go across the field. Gondor is starting out in just an overall better place. More money. Yeah, more money, more CP, and clearly superior unit to this one. So unless he can sneak them through, I guess he's going to creep the Warg layer, maybe get the signal fire out. I think that's better than trying to go and get some damage done out here. So maybe able to pay for the
Clansmen of Lamadon, ready for orders.
Pay for the early hit to the economy here. All right, another clan setting. So we are going to see some Wildman spam coming out, but without much to pay for it all. These clansmen are going to pressure this furnace here with. I mean, they lose to these Wildmen, so. Captain's Horn, and is it Krebine again? Yeah, it is the Krebine. So going to be able to nullify the leadership if need be. Okay. So these clansmen actually going to be able to get cleaned up here since they're not trying to fight, and the Wildman torches are going to come in, plus the Krebine, cleaning up the clansmen there. This fight heavily in favor of the Lamadon clansmen. See, oh, is Isengard going to be able to get the creep? Yep. Okay, so they got what they came for. Paid for it with their lives, but they got what they came for.
Clansmen of Lamadon, ready for orders.
Yep, we're just going to see Lamadon clansmen spam out of Gondor for the first little bit. Upgrading to his stables, though. Yeah, these fights should heavily be in favor of Gondor, but with clever use of the Krebine, and if the Krebine can move over and deny the leadership from the Horn, or at least I guess they can retreat to the Krebine here. The torches are going to cause the Wildmen to do a lot of extra damage, but this fight is still in favor of Gondor here, so they're going to retreat back to their base, and not even going to risk the fight to that furnace. Yeah, these Wildmen are going to fall. Krebine not here to nullify the Captain's Horn. But getting a flank out is going to add some extra damage. Yep, okay, that's pretty decent damage here. Gondor still wins this fight, but maybe without, maybe with a few more casualties than they might have expected. Actually, the axe throwers coming in here from the upgraded setting are huge. Lamadon clansmen getting up onto this furnace and going to take that down. Nice. All right, so Nid is going to get some good damage down on that. That means a lot there. It's a heavy blow for Isengard to try and replace. Got to protect the builder here. These guys are going to get chased off. Now the furnace is forced to be built with less resource gain than it did when it started, because this clan setting is already here. So the resource penalty only applies when it's being built. So losing it is even worse than you might think. The Riders of Pinisgillen, though, actually getting caught. I don't even think there were any pikemen in there. They're going to survive. Let's see, does he have a well? I don't see a well, but we might see one later. But I think Nid is doing the right thing here. He's gotten some damage done across the way. Isengard is kind of in a fluster to make sure he's got enough to defend and not expanding. So Nid is going to take the opportunity to take the map, put some extra farms down, grab himself a 125 CP lead here, and put himself in a good spot for the mid game. Isengard does clean up, though, and is going to be preparing the same. So the lumber mill is going to be a pretty huge boost to the eco.
Lord Helluin's men reporting for duty.
I grab the signifier. Trying to remember who controlled the signal. I think Nid controlled the signifiers in that first game as well. Yeah, when he was playing Misty Mountains. So Nid prioritizing the signifiers here. I think that's really going to pay off for him. He's going to get more horns. As far as power points, Isengard is in the lead for power points here. Almost has enough for another tier 1 if he wants. Good defense of the farm here. Isengard is kind of scared to fight this, but going to throw down the Krebine. And with the Axeman's support, I actually think... Am I wrong? I thought that the Krebine nullified the Horn's leadership. If not, that's a pretty big misplay by Nid there, because this is just not going to help him win this fight. The Riders of Penethgillen, though, getting in and around. Not getting as much trample that time around, but...
We must find our advantage.
Yep, alright, they're going to retreat. Both players going to retreat. Sustaining pretty heavy losses from that fight in kind of a stalemate situation. But Gondor finally kind of diversifying his army. 3 battalions of Penethgillen Knights, which is going to be hard for Isengard to deal with. 4 battalions, wow. Really, really going heavy into the cav here. And just forcing more and more pikemen out of Isengard, which he does not want to build. If you only have an army of pikemen, then you just send a couple battalions of swordsmen at them. Yeah, the army composition here for Gondor is huge. And just a lot more of it, right? 600 CP worth of army to 330. That's just... I mean, look at how far Nid is spread out. And not only, I mean, I was talking about the PowerPoint advantage, or the power advantage that the signifier is going to get, but he's also just got huge vision of the entire map. There's no reason Isengard shouldn't be trying to contest this. Or else he would have seen this coming, right? Get the vision of this whole area. So this furnace is going to fall, and yeah, I think it's going to be really tough for Prog to come back from this. He is going to scare off the cavalry here. A little bit of indecisiveness there, getting a little bit of damage done. But this allows this whole Gondor army to take position where Isengard wouldn't normally want them to be. Going to challenge this furnace, and yep, the Kiev is going to come back. Catch all these axe throwers. Oh no. Prog, no. Yep, there it is. Huge trample there. Getting over half of the axe throwers. Captain's Horn going down, which he has a lot quicker than the Krebine, right? Grishnok being summoned. Using the Scum from Lugbrers there. Alright. So Isengard fights off the army, but not before sustaining a ton of damage. I mean, this furnace he got to keep, supposedly. I can't click on it. But it is still there. But losing that furnace and a good chunk of the army there, it's just going to be harder and harder for Isengard to build back to the strength to handle that stuff. Faramir apparently coming out for Gondor. Sharku chasing down these clansmen. Good choice there. Some horses being lost. But I think at this point, most of these guys are... Oh, actually, most of them are level 2, so never mind. I wonder if they do have a well to go back to, though. The infrastructure here is really hard to pierce into for Isengard. And here's Spearmen creeping. Temporary orcs, sacrificial orcs, gonna go and check and see what the deal is here. Gonna get trampled for their trouble, though. Bye-bye. Alright, over here, we see Sharku finally killing off the last Lamedon clansman here. But, the flanking by Nid. It's one thing to send 4 cavalry. You gotta respond to that, right? But then when you see one, makes you unprepared for the 1 battalion of swordsmen that are still very capable of destroying that. Max 885 to max 575. Nid taking a really big lead here. Sharku doing what Sharku does, chasing down some infantry. Doesn't appear that he has splash. Maybe that's just vanilla. Oh no, I guess he does. Be able to handle those guys. Isengard mounting an offensive attack here. I think, unless you're going to back that up with 2,000 resources. What is he spending it on? He's saving for something? I think Prog is getting a little too caught up in the micro here. Unless he's saving for some big hero, which I don't think is what he needs right now. He's got to throw down more resource structures. He's letting the game get away from him a little bit here. Huge Captain Horn here, once again available. Much more quickly than the Krebine are. Big flank from the Riders of Pinnith Gillen here. The cavalry flanks here are the MVP of this game, absolutely. Yeah, between all the leadership bonuses and just like army superiority, Isengard not being able to build up their economic advantage and tech into anything past Wild Men is just killing him. Work pit's built. I don't think there's any in production. He yeah, see, this is it's a classic RTS struggle, is making sure you don't spend all your money after your army dies, right? See a bunch of units queued up, probably. Maybe not any works. Maybe a hero in the works, but Isengard just on the back foot here. The Numenorian stonework, or what are they? What do they call this? Numenorian engineering. Sharku summon, getting a decent trample down, but it's not enough damage to kill him. This siege power going to be able to take down this clan setting, which, I mean, if this goes down, it doesn't matter how much money he's got. He's only got 2 buildings producing units that are just not going to be able to stand up to this army. Keeping up the offensive here, not resting on his laurels here. Nid has just got some very convincing pressure coming out that I think it's just going to be a little too tough for Isengard to come back from. A valiant effort, though. We're going to fast forward on it. It's going to be a slow wave pushing through. Another Captain's Horn coming. Denethor coming on out. Probably going to get leveled up pretty soon. There it is. Wow. Some really great games. I think Prog let this one get a little too far away from him. I think that start with the clan setting before the resource structures. It's just the spam that can come out of the Wild Men are just not going to be able to stand up to Gondor's tier 1 units. So I would have liked to see him play a little bit more passive, maybe get the wargs earlier to deal with the clansmen and Lamedon and pressure the other side of the map. But just a gamble that didn't quite pay off, and Gondor took advantage and just kept pressuring and pressuring, and we'll see the end results right here, as the end of this game is going to be happening pretty quick. Not giving up until the very end, at least so far. Fortress destroyed. Oh, I heard Wolfgar's death line there. Spawned just in time to die. Wow, what an amazing series. Great match between Nidhoggr and ProgMisha. Winner is going to be Nid, so we're going to see Nid move on to the quarterfinals. Which I think we've only got 1 or 2 games left in stage 1 at the time of recording this anyway. And then we're going to be moving to the quarterfinal matches next week, which is pretty exciting. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Keep up with the tournament. Keep up with all the live streams, or if you prefer the casts like this. Either way, we're having a lot of fun. So hope you enjoyed. Talk to you later.